Good morning, children. Welcome to biology session. Today's topic is preparing a semi-permeable membrane. Let's go with the definition of semi-permeable membrane. What is semi-permeable membrane? If a membrane is permeable to solvent but prevents the passage of solute is called as semi-permeable membrane. So, what is the example for semi-permeable membrane? Semi-permeable membrane is nothing but a cell membrane. So here are you able to see? So it is permeable to solvent but prevent the passage of solute. So only solvent is coming inside and solute is only outside of the plasma membrane. It is not allowing the solute. So this is semi-permeable membrane is nothing but the plasma membrane. So how to prepare semi-permeable membrane, children? So when you break a boiled egg, you might have observed a thin layer surrounding the egg white. So this is the layer which prevents free entry of materials into the egg. So we are preparing semi-permeable layer from egg. So this membrane is called as semi-permeable membrane, that white layer of the egg. So how to prepare the semi-permeable membrane from egg? Take one raw egg. Keep the raw egg in dilute HCl for 4 to 5 hours, children. So the shell, which is made up of calcium carbonate, are dissolved. See, in the first picture we have kept that in HCl. So after 4 to 5 hours the shell come out. So this shell is made up of calcium carbonate. So wash the egg now under the tap water, naked egg. So carefully pierce a pencil size hole into the egg membrane and drain all the contents from that naked egg. So in this way you have to pierce a pencil size hole in the egg membrane and drain the content. So in this way wash the membrane with fresh water. Now your semi permeable membrane is ready. This is the, you have to remove all the contents from there. So now the semi permeable membrane is ready for you. So now let's do the activity with semi permeable. See, semi permeable membrane, out of that raw egg we have removed the content. So second one is a semi permeable membrane. Yes. So activity on semi permeable membrane, children. So aim to observe how water moves across the semi permeable membrane, plasma membrane. So what are the materials required? Materials required here are 2 egg membranes, 3 beakers, sugar, water, thread, measuring jar and disposable syringe. What is the procedure of the experiment? So children, take one egg membrane and fill it with 10 ml of saturated sugar solution with a syringe. So in the first diagram, how is filling in that way? Tie its mouth with a thread. Measure 100 ml of tap water in a beaker. Keep the egg membrane in fresh water beaker. Leave it for overnight. So in the same way, take the second egg membrane and fill it with 10 ml of tap water with a syringe. Prepare 100 ml of sugar, saturated sugar solution and leave it for overnight, vice versa. In the first egg, we have kept 10 ml of, we have introduced 10 ml of saturated solution, and in the beaker there was a tap water. In the second membrane we have introduced 10 ml of tap water in the membrane, and in a beaker saturated sugar solution 100 ml we have introduced. Then leave it for overnight, children. So measure the contents of the egg membrane and beakers and note your observation. So what happens? Obviously this is a osmosis experiment. Movements of solvent moves from low concentration solution to high concentrated solution. So wherever the sugar solution is there, obviously sugar solution, this tap water will move towards that. So let's see the observation. So children, the egg membrane shrinks when it is kept in the sugar solution. It swells when it is filled with sugar solution. So these are the observation. Final result of the experiment is the egg membrane shrinks due to exosmosis. Leaving, it will remove the water from the cell. That is exosmosis. It swells due to endosmosis. Hence, this is due to osmosis principle, children. So, I hope you all understood the experiment. Yes. So, let's see one more important concept here. It is nothing but reverse osmosis. So osmosis means movement of solvent molecules from less concentrated solution to more concentrated solution, right? So you also have a reverse osmosis in a reverse direction. So 3/4 of the earth is covered with ocean, children. So though plenty of water is there, we cannot use it since it is salty in nature. So, if we remove salts from it, we can use it. So, Freddie Mercury and David Bowie removed salt from seawater by using a semi-permeable membrane, and this process is known as desalination. So, when heavy pressure is applied on salt solution, which is separated from fresh water with semi-permeable membrane, so the water moves from salt solution into fresh water, leaving the salt behind. So this process is known as a reverse osmosis. So it is nothing but the process of forcing a solvent from a region of high solute concentration through a semi-permeable membrane to a region of low solute concentration by applying pressure. So nowadays, we use reverse osmosis in machines which are available in the market, which filters salt water through three membranes. So from high concentration to low concentration, we are directing the solutes by applying some pressure in a reverse direction. Osmosis means from low concentration to high concentration. Reverse osmosis means from high concentration to low concentration, but we are applying some pressure over there. That is known as reverse osmosis. And here you can see the picture of reverse osmosis also. So I hope you understood reverse osmosis, children. Yes. So as this is the completion of osmosis topic concept, so let's go with the importance of osmosis in to living organisms. So water enters the roots through osmosis. Water moves between the cells through osmosis. It helps in opening and closing of stomata. It brings about movement of water and minerals in certain plants. In our body, waste materials are filtered from the blood. In our body, useful materials are absorbed along with water through osmosis. So these are the importance of osmosis, children. Some of the points. So coming to the class task. Class task is write few points about the importance of osmosis to living organisms. Second one is define what is reverse osmosis. Third question, give the procedure and observation of the above experiment with a neat labeled diagram. Okay, I hope you all understood the experiment. Thank you, children.